One wrong number, one accidental message, changed 4 lives. Forever. Camille typed one message. Not coming home tonight. Sent it to the wrong number. A stranger replied. Me neither. His wife had also replied. From her own phone, the same answer. Me neither. 2 separate messages. Same words, different meanings. 2 broken marriages. 2 people hiding pain. One wrong number. Opened everything. The stranger was also running from a painful marriage. That same night, same reason. Being ignored. Being invisible. They met by accident. 2 strangers. Same coffee shop. Same corner. Same broken hearts. They talked all night. 2 strangers who understood each other more than their own spouses ever did. One wrong number started the most important conversation of both their lives. This is their story. Welcome to Story Nation, where real emotions meet real stories. Subscribe now and hit the bell so you never miss a story. Let us begin. Camille was 32, software engineer, good salary, nice apartment, married 4 years. To Hira, beautiful on the outside, cold on the inside, at least lately. Their marriage had changed, slowly, without warning, like seasons changing. One day, Camille realized he was living with a stranger who wore his wife's face. Hira was always busy. Her phone, her friends, her plans. That never included Camille. He would come home. She would barely look up. Food is in the kitchen. That was their conversation. Most evenings. Camille tried. Flowers. Surprise dinners. Weekend plans. Hira would cancel. Or come late. Or bring her phone to the table. He stopped trying. Quietly. Without a fight. That was worse. One Thursday evening, Camille sat in his car, outside his own home, for 20 minutes, not wanting to go inside. That was the moment he knew. Something had to change. He picked up his phone and typed a message to what he thought was his friend Omar. Not coming home tonight. He typed, need some air. Sent. 30 seconds later, a reply. Me neither. Camille frowned. Omar? Reply came. Wrong number. Sorry. Camille stared at the screen. Wrong number. He should have apologized and moved on. But something stopped him. That reply. Me neither. Those 2 words carried something heavy. He recognized that weight. He typed again. Are you okay? Long pause. Then reply came. Not really. But thank you for asking. Strangers are sometimes kinder than the people we know. Camille read it 3 times. He understood exactly what she meant. Exactly. Meanwhile at home, Hira had also sent a message to Camille. Not coming home for dinner. Going to saunas. Camille saw that notification. While talking to the stranger, his wife was also not coming home. Different reasons. Same result. Empty apartment. The stranger's name was Sarah, 30 years old. Graphic designer. Married 3 years. To Bilal, who had stopped seeing her months ago. Not physically, but in every way that mattered. Sarah and Bilal had been happy once. First year was perfect. Then work took over. His ambition grew. Her needs shrank. In his eyes, she would speak. He would scroll his phone. She would share something. He would say, without looking up. That night, Sarah had tried again, made his favorite dinner, lit candles, wore the dress he once said he loved. Bilal came home 2 hours late, looked at the table. Oh, I already ate. Went to his room, Sarah blew out the candles, one by one, and cried quietly. That night, Sarah had tried again, made his favorite dinner, lit candles, wore the dress he once said he loved. Bilal came home, 2 hours late, looked at the table. Oh, I already ate. Went to his room. Sarah blew out the candles, one by one, and cried quietly. They texted for an hour, two strangers, carefully, honestly, without pretending. No names at first, just feelings, like two anonymous people sharing what they could not share with anyone else. Do you always text strangers? Sarah asked. First time, Kamal replied. Do you always reply to wrong numbers? First time. She typed back, maybe wrong numbers are sometimes right, she said. Camille read it twice and smiled. First real smile in weeks. They agreed to meet, carefully, publicly, a coffee shop. Neither knew it was the same one they had both already driven to, separately, in the same hour. Fate has strange ways. Camille walked in, looked around, saw a woman in the corner, also looking at her phone, also alone, also with that specific kind of tiredness. That comes from being invisible. In your own home, their eyes met. Both knew immediately. Wrong number? Camille said. Sarah laughed. Real laugh. Surprised herself. Wrong number. She confirmed. They sat and talked for 3 hours straight. No phones, no pretending. Just two broken people being honest. Camille told her about Hira, how the warmth left slowly, how he tried and failed, how he sat outside his own home, not wanting to go in. Sarah listened, without interrupting, without judging, just listened. He could not remember the last time someone did that. Sarah told him about Bilal, the candles she blew out alone, the dress he did not notice, the conversations he ended with, Camille listened, completely, every word. Sarah felt something strange. Being heard. She had forgotten what it felt like. They were careful. Both understood. This was not romance. This was recognition. Two people recognizing the same loneliness. In each other, there is a difference. And they both felt it, clearly. At midnight they left, went to their separate homes. Sarah came home to sleeping Bilal. Camille came home to Hira watching TV. Neither spouse noticed the change in them, but they both felt it. Something had shifted in their own understanding of what they deserved. Next morning, Sarah woke up with clarity. She had been accepting less than she deserved. For too long, she made an appointment with a marriage counselor, alone first, to understand herself before anything else. Kamal also woke up differently. He made coffee, sat at the table, and waited for Hira. When she came down, he said simply, "We need to talk." Not as an accusation, just as a fact. Long overdue. Hira sat down, arms crossed. About what? Camille breathed. About us. About the fact that I sat outside our home last night for 20 minutes because I did not want to come in. Hira was quiet. First real quiet. In a long time. I did not know, Hira said finally. That is the problem, Camille replied. You stopped knowing. When did I stop mattering to you? Hira had no quick answer. That itself was the answer. Hira started crying. Unexpected. I have been scared, she said. Of what? That you would leave. So I pushed you away first. Camille stared at her. That makes no sense. I know, she said. But that is what I did. Kamil had not expected this. He had expected excuses or coldness, not tears, not this kind of honesty. He sat back, looked at this woman, his wife, who was suddenly a person again, complicated, scared, real. Meanwhile, Sarah had her counseling session. The counselor asked one question. Does your husband know how you feel? Sarah thought for long. No. Have you told him directly? I showed him. The candles. The dress. That is not the same as words. The counselor said gently. Sarah went home. Bilal was working from home. She stood at his office door. Can I have 5 minutes? He looked up, surprised by her tone. Of course. He closed the laptop. First time in months. Closed it completely. For her. I am disappearing, Sarah said. In this marriage, I made you dinner last night. Wore the blue dress. Lit candles. You said you already ate. And went to your room. Bilal opened his mouth. Then closed it. He remembered. The candles. He had seen them. And still walked past. I did not realize, Bilal said quietly, how bad it had gotten. For you. I thought you were fine. I was never fine, Sarah said. I was just quiet. There is a difference. Long silence. Heavy with truth. Bilal reached across, held her hand. I am sorry, he said, simply, no excuses. Just sorry. Sarah looked at his hand, holding hers. For the first time, in months, she cried. Not from sadness, from relief. Both couples started counseling. Together, separate sessions first, then together. It was not easy. Old habits die hard. Old silences are comfortable, even when they are killing you. Camille and Sarah stayed in touch. As friends, carefully, transparently, both told their spouses about the wrong number, about the coffee shop, about the conversation, everything. Honesty was the point now. Hira's reaction was unexpected. She helped you talk to me? In a way, yes, Kamil said. Hira was quiet, then said something remarkable. Tell her thank you. From me. Camille stared. Really? Really? Hira said. Someone finally got through to you, even accidentally. Bilal also surprised Sarah. Can I meet him? Who? The wrong number person. Sarah blinked. Why? Because he listened to you when I was not. I want to thank him. And maybe understand what I was missing. Sarah smiled slowly. Her husband was trying, really trying. The four of them met one Saturday afternoon. Same coffee shop. All four. Awkward at first. Then strange. Then actually comfortable. 4 people connected by one wrong message. Finding something real in the accident. Hira and Sara discovered. They had things in common. Both had been afraid. Both had been hiding. Both had been hurting. In different ways. They talked for 2 hours, while Camille and Bilal sat quietly, listening, learning. Bilal said to Camille, she talked to you about the candles. Before she talked to me, Camille nodded. I know. I am sorry. No, Bilal said. Thank you. Because now I know what I almost lost without realizing. Men do not often say such things. This one did. Months passed. Both marriages in counseling. Both couples working. Some days were hard. Old patterns returning. Arguments about old wounds. But both kept showing up. That was the difference. Showing up, even when it was easier not to. 6 months after the wrong number, Camille came home. Hira had made dinner. Candles on the table. She was wearing a dress he had not seen before. He stopped at the door. What is this? She smiled. A second chance. If you want it. He walked in and sat down. I want it. Sarah came home one evening to find Bilal had cleared his schedule. No laptop, no phone, just dinner he had cooked. Badly, but with effort. I looked up your recipe, he said. Got some of it wrong. Sarah laughed. It is perfect. She meant it completely. The four became friends. Real ones. Unexpected family. Born from a wrong number. They would meet monthly. Coffee shop. Same corner. Same table. Where it all started. By accident. 1 year after, Camille and Hira renewed their vows. Small ceremony. Just family. Sarah and Bilal were there. Of course. Hira hugged Sarah. Before the ceremony, you saved my marriage by talking to my husband when I could not. Sarah held her hand. You saved it by choosing to fight for it when you could have just let go. Bilal stood with Camille before the vows. Wrong number, he said quietly. Camille smiled. Wrong number. 2 words, meaning everything now. Inside joke. Life philosophy. All in one. Sarah started a blog about her experience, the wrong number marriage, about being invisible, about speaking up, about the accidental mirror that showed her what she was missing. First month, 10,000 readers. Second month, 50,000. People recognized themselves in her words. One reader wrote to her, "Your blog saved my marriage. I was Bilal. I did not know how invisible I had made my wife until I read your words. We are in counseling now because of you." Sarah read it 5 times. A wrong number had created a ripple she never expected. 2 years after the wrong message, Camille and Hira were expecting their first child. They told Sarah and Bilal at the coffee shop. Same corner. Sarah cried happy tears. Bilal shook Camille's hand. 4 people who almost lost everything, now celebrating everything together. Sarah wrote one final blog post. It went viral 1 year ago. A stranger texted me by accident. I was sitting in my car, running from my own home. He was outside his own door, not wanting to go in. We were strangers who accidentally became mirrors for each other. I went home and said the hardest words. I am disappearing in this marriage. My husband heard me for the first time in months because I finally used words instead of candles and dresses that he was not seeing. Sometimes we need an accidental conversation to find the words we have been swallowing for too long. The wrong number was the right wake-up call. If you are invisible in your own home, speak up, not with hints, with words, clear ones, honest ones, scary ones. Your marriage, your relationship, your friendship cannot read your mind, no matter how many candles you light. 500 comments, all saying the same thing. This is me. This is exactly me. Today, Camille saves the wrong number in his phone under the name Wake Up Call. He never deleted the conversation. Never will. Hira found it once. Read the whole thing. Sat quietly for a while. Then said, "She asked you if you were okay when I had stopped asking. That is why you talked to her. Not because she was someone special, but because she asked. One simple question." Camille nodded. "Are you okay?" he asked Hira. Right then, looking at her directly, she laughed, then teared up. "Getting better, every day, with you." He kissed her forehead. "Me too." Their daughter is 6 months old now. They named her Sahi, which means correct, right, accurate, because sometimes the wrong thing leads you to exactly the right place. Sarah and Bilal had their own announcement. 1 year after the blog went viral, Sarah published a book, Wrong Number, Right Lesson. Bilal was at the launch, front row, holding flowers, the blue ones, from the color of the dress she wore the night. He walked past the candles. She saw the flowers, understood immediately. "You remembered. I will never forget," he said. "That was the night. I almost lost you." Without knowing, she took the flowers and spoke to the audience. Marriage is not about grand gestures. It is about noticing the small ones, the candles, the dresses, the dinners, the quiet moments when someone is saying, without words, "Please see me. Please notice. Please choose me." Still, standing ovation. Bilal was already standing, had been the whole time, choosing her, finally, loudly, in a room full of people, the way she had always deserved. If this story touched you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Are you invisible in your home? Speak up today, not with hints, with words. Is someone invisible to you? Put down your phone, look up, ask them, "Are you okay?" 2 words. That changed 4 lives. Can change yours too. Subscribe to Story Nation for more stories that remind you what truly matters. See you in the next one.